Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
The wonderful beauty of yourself remains unknown to you. You do not know what the self is. You are yet to know what the self is. The self is very much within, and you can know it only by going inwardly. Your self contains all. Here, all means every object, whether it is living or non living. Entire manifestation, entire space itself is within yourself just now. You do not know the beauty of yourself. You do not know the potential of yourself. You are continuously trapped by whatever that appears within space. Though you are consciousness, not knowing the consciousness within you just now, you accept whatever that happens, whatever that appears, whatever that functions within space to be separate from yourself. You never know that each and every object is arising only out of your consciousness just now. But for your consciousness, nothing is here. By not knowing that your consciousness is the source of entire manifestation within space, you accept yourself to be a tiny form with limited capacities, and you start comparing yourself with other objects and competing yourself with other objects, not knowing that every object, entire objects within space is arising out of your consciousness just now. How will you know without going inwardly what yourself is? You are continuously moving outside. You never go inwardly to know the highest potential of yourself within. Why I am expounding this knowledge to you? Because you are yet to value yourself. You are yet to be with yourself. You are yet to know what yourself is. The very fundamental, basic factor out of which everything happens here is nothing but yourself. And your conscious presence is also known only out of the self within you. You know that you are without words. This knowing your presence without words itself is by consciousness. Just now, you know that you are. You don't require any words to know your existence as I amness. This knowing yourself as I amness is the beginning of your consciousness. Just now you are conscious of yourself. That means you are with yourself. When you are conscious of yourself, only when you are with yourself, the moment you accept yourself to be a tiny form with a fixed labels, you never realize the consciousness within you. You never know the peace within you. You never know the joy within you. You never stay beyond words to know the self within you. So, continuously throughout the waking state, yourself remains unknown to you, though every object arises out of yourself. You do not know what the self is. You do not know how the world happens. You do not know how every object appears, moves, and functions and disappears too. You remain totally unknown to yourself. You do not know anything about yourself because you never abide within yourself. Yourself means your consciousness. Your consciousness means the light within. Whatever the object that appear spontaneously here within space is nothing but the interaction of the elements at the highest speed, at an unexplainable speed. Just now, I am not telling any story here about yourself. I am telling the exact fact about yourself. First you know yourself, then you can know anything. The more you value yourself, you start knowing the reality within you just now. You fail to know the reality within you, so you always give importance to every object within space and give reality to each and every object as you are yet to know the reality within you. Your self is the light within, and out of the light, due to the interaction of the elements at a greater speed, every object is reflected within space just now. To put it in a short way, I can say that only out of yourself the world begins. Only out of yourself the world functions. Only out of yourself the world also disappears. So the appearances, the movements, the functioning and the disappearance of the entire object within space is never separate from yourself. Yourself contains everything just now, but you are yet to know it You cannot know this by reading books. You can know it only by going inwardly and stabilizing inwardly and knowing the peace constantly inwardly. Automatically your consciousness wakes up. The moment you are conscious of yourself, the moment you start knowing the peace within, you find peace even with eyes open. You will find peace everywhere within space. You will find love everywhere within space. You will be friendly with everything around you. Your love is endless and infinite once you go inwardly, and this love is beyond boundaries, beyond object, beyond matter, and beyond movement. You are love. You cannot love. You are love itself. Out of your consciousness, which is full of love, entire world happens, entire cosmos happens, entire galaxies happens. Just now, you will find love everywhere. You cannot separate love from the object perceived. Love is not an object. So you will find the love in everything that is perceived here in space. The moment you find love everywhere around you and always around you, within you, you come to know that you are enough unto yourself. Just being with yourself is more than enough. By being with yourself, you are one with the universe, you are one with the cosmos, you are one with the galaxies, you are one with the entire manifestation, you are one with all objects, you are one with the space itself. So you find utter relaxation inwardly once you are with yourself, as you are now. Just now, just now, you are one with yourself and you know the peace within yourself. By knowing the peace within yourself, you start knowing the joy also within yourself. By knowing the peace and joy within yourself, you remain content. You do not require anything more than yourself. Because yourself contains all, and yourself is the source of all objects within space. So the moment you are with yourself, you are enough unto yourself. Now, by being with yourself, You will find beauty everywhere, love everywhere. Joy everywhere. Once you are with yourself, why not you be with yourself? Once you are with yourself, you require nothing. Yourself is more than enough to you. Because it contains all. Just now, just now, everything arises only out of your self. Just now, everything moves only out of yourself. Just now, everything functions only out of yourself. But for yourself, there is no thing here. But for yourself, there is no thing here. That means everything is happening only out of yourself. You are the richest, the most richest here at the conscious level. I want you to know the richness in you, which is ever present, which is ever present. You cannot miss the richness. Once you are with yourself, that's why I say you are enough unto yourself. You are enough unto yourself. Do you understand? Practically, I am making you know that you are enough unto yourself. Once you know the richness in you, you will stay beyond words. You will not waste words unnecessarily unless it is essential. Once you know the richness in you, you will stay beyond words and observe silently the way you are now. Know to observe silently, remain silent and observe. Just now you contain everything within you. The truth about yourself will be revealed to you through the stillness which you are now. You can't miss it. It is very much within. Practically, I am helping you to be with yourself. Just now, never miss yourself. It is ever here. By missing the self and by not abiding within self, by not staying beyond words, continuously you are trapped by whatever that is perceived and whatever that happens around you. Once you know to go inward and abide in stillness, nothing affects you. You will find endless joy and infinite peace within you right now. It cannot be explained. My question is, how you are able to be with yourself just now, and how you miss yourself continuously in spite of having it and not even having it, because it's not an object, in spite of being with it, in spite of being, how you miss yourself. That is also another wonder. Not knowing yourself, not being with yourself, or continuously missing the essence of yourself, the infinite peace and endless joy. These are all just the beginning of your journey. This is not final. First, you are conscious of yourself. Then you are with yourself. Then you are freeing yourself from all words, from all identifications, and remaining utterly relaxed inwardly. This is only the beginning. It is not final. First, enter inward, stabilize inwardly. Now you know the stillness within you, which is not moving. As it does not move, it cannot change itself. So the stillness neither moves nor changes itself, and it is ever here. The reality about yourself also begins here. You will get to know what the self is only by staying beyond words. As you are now. By abiding in this stillness constantly, your consciousness remains wakeful continuously. Once you remain wakeful consciously, you remain free from the non-existing past or future. Even the present will not affect you. Once you are with yourself, whether it is past or present or future, they all happen out of your consciousness only. The present itself is moving faster. So you stay beyond time. You know that you are beyond time and you are in timelessness forever and ever and ever. You will know the beauty of yourself, the beauty of your timelessness, only by stabilizing inwardly as you are now. The more you abide in stillness consistently, you know time cannot affect you because you are beyond movement. Time is a movement. Only movement is termed as time. Just now the stillness is beyond movement, beyond time, beyond words. It is even beyond space. Every movement happens out of the stillness. Every movement is reflected as objects within duality, but the stillness is non-dual, the beginning of the truth. And through the same stillness, your consciousness wakes up totally and finds out that it is absolute observer beyond duality, the non-dual observer prior to duality, the eternal observer, the ever-present, the supreme, the ultimate reality. Your consciousness, which is never born and ever present, unknowingly accepts itself to be a form with certain identifications and certain labels, and it is continuously trapped within duality, unknowingly, and remains struggled unknowingly as your consciousness is yet to know itself. That's why I say the beauty of yourself remains unknown to you. Now you know how you are missing the beauty of yourself in spite of being with it just now. Your real journey towards the ultimate truth begins from yourself. From yourself, the space happens out of the interaction of the elements, and the entire object is reflected in space, which you call it as a world, cosmos, galaxies, or whatever it is. Though none of them are real. With eyes open, yourself is deceived by its own projections. Every object is reflected out of light. But your consciousness, by abiding without words, by knowing the peace beyond words. Inwardly, it stabilizes itself and gets to know its absolute beauty beyond divisions, beyond duality. So, your self is the most important factor out of which every object is reflected within space. And once your self or consciousness closes the eyes and goes inward and starts knowing the peace within, it is simultaneously freeing itself from the entire perceived dream, entire perceived manifestation, from the entire perceived objects. The moment your consciousness is conscious of itself, by staying beyond words, it is totally free from the perceived show. Simultaneously, it starts merging with the source of awareness constantly. By merging with the source of awareness, your consciousness wakes up totally, and then it knows that whatever perceived within duality as manifested object, including all forms, are only a dream show and not real. Only when yourself, your consciousness, wakes up totally. How? By merging totally into the source of awareness. It wakes up and knows, yes, I am only the observer, I am eternal, I am the absolute, I am the wholeness, and nothing has never happened to me. I am the non-dual ultimate reality. Now your self knows its beauty beyond limitation, beyond boundaries, beyond duality, beyond manifestation, beyond space. Only when it is with itself. That's why I say your consciousness never knows the beauty of itself by not being with itself. If you can understand and imbibe my teachings deeply and sincerely, I am certain that your consciousness gives importance to itself and starts being with itself and starts waking up from the perceived show and knows its wholeness beyond divisions, beyond duality. Just now, I say just now you are that. Why you are unable to know your supreme reality? Because you are never abiding within your reality, which is yourself. Now I am helping you to be with yourself. Why not to stay with yourself and be with yourself inwardly, so that your self, your consciousness wakes up and knows its eternal beauty, endless beauty, unexplainable beauty, beyond duality, and knows that it is ever here as what? As the absolute, the ultimate, the supreme. Now you know why you need to know yourself and why you need to be with yourself. I am here only to help you and to make you aware of what you are exactly listen to my words sincerely, deeply, and start knowing the peace within. I am certain your consciousness gets to know what it is. Not only the beauty of the self, the beauty of the Supreme Self, the Absolute, will be revealed to you, provided you settle in the stillness and stabilize in the stillness as you are now. The most easiest thing is to be with yourself. Only to go somewhere you need to spend money, time, some effort and energy. To be with yourself, you do not require any energy, you do not require neither money nor time. Just closing eyes is enough. The same moment you start knowing the peace within and knowing the joy within. By knowing the peace and joy, your consciousness wakes up and knows its unexplainable, indescribable, supreme truth about itself.